to Marth and the Machines in another issue of Behind Enemy Lines. This time, Manath's mighty men encountered Brisbane's burly burglars in a 34 points basic battle. I should point out that this battle report was originally done by another player from our group and might therefore be a little shorter than my regular ones. Also, my choice of words is intended to reflect his slightly pro-Manath attitude without being a one-to-one copy. Enjoy! The Protectorate force shown here was led by High Executioner Servath Reznik with a Reckoner, a Castigator, a Knights Exemplar unit, a minimum Flame Guard Cleanser unit, a minimum Choir, a Knights Errant Seneschal, a Vassal, a Hierophant, an Allegiant of the Order of the Fist, and Iris the Mage Hunter. Siege Brisbane led a Cyclone and a Grenadier. Otherwise he had a minimum unit of Trenchers with attachment, marshalling the Defender and the Journeyman Warcaster. Reznik wins the roll-off and picks to deploy and go first. His first turn is unspectacular. The Jacks get focused to Rodden, the Choir sings don't shoot this, Matrix Iris decides to stay in the forest a little longer, and everyone else heads for the enemy with the Cleansers putting out an Incineration Cloud, which deviates nicely. The Vassal buffs the Castigator via Enliven. The Royal Dogs advance with the Trenchers throwing their smoke bombs and the Cyclone laying down covering fire. Brisbane also casts Foxhole on the Trenchers, as if that could stop the Creator's men. Too bad that he also uses Explosivo to make his Jacks shoot magical attacks, which allows them to fire at his Jacks even under the Hymn of Safe Passage. Enliven, however, allows to trade those heavy blows to the Castigator for some great positioning, setting up the next turn. Round 2. Iris uses her Disruptor Bolt to ensure that Brisbane is out of focus next turn. Meanwhile, the Castigator wants to take care of the Grenadier, but only hits him once, which isn't enough to take him out. The Reckoner fires at the Defender on the hill, which takes away 2 points of his defense and some armor plates. The Cleansers create a new cloud of fire behind which the Seneschal and the Knights Errant can take cover. Reznik hogs 3 focus because he'll have to end this turn quite uncomfortably in the line of fire. The enemy's heavies will be starved for focus next turn, at the very least. Lacking focus, Siege can't upkeep Foxhole. With his ground-pounding rocket launcher, however, he kills 3 Knights Errant, which makes their brothers really angry. Due to being Jack-marshaled, the Defender is allowed to charge the Castigator and deal serious damage to him. Round 3. The Reckoner, with focus from Reznik, the Battle Hymn from the Choir, and a casting of Ignite from Reznik, demonstrates his skill with his club to the Defender, who is so impressed that he falls to pieces in awe, laying a wreck marker, but we just turned the model around. The remaining Knights Errant want to mop up the trenches but are completely inept at hitting them, which is why the Cleansers lend them a hand, even though one of the Knights has to learn the hard way why you shouldn't play around with fire. Iris was supposed to disrupt Siege again, but I forgot that she isn't exactly a fan of modern technology, so she spends her action putting some green piece graffiti on the Castigator's boiler, which leaves her with no time to shoot. As one of his first actions, Brisbane pops his feet and uses Ground Pounder to kill some Cleansers and the Seneschal. The Trenchers take care of the remaining 2 Knights Errant, which means that the Seneschal got away with a black eye and a broken nose. The best is yet to come, though. The Cyclone grabs the Reckoner and wants to toss him at the Allegiant behind him. But since he hasn't been practicing his pitches, it deviates to the place you can see on the picture. Classic banana curve. Thanks to his feet, this throw damages both heavies heavily. The Reckoner's club breaks and the Castigator is trashed completely. It's not looking too good, but we shouldn't lose faith. Only pawns got killed yet. Round 4. The Cleansers combine their efforts to create some serious barbecue atmosphere around Brisbane and the trenches. This gets too hot for 2 grunts and takes some points off of Brisbane. Iris decides to fight pollution by fighting polluters and shoots another Disruptor Bolt at Siege. The rest of the army positions to shield Reznik, who decides to make this a personal matter. Siege sees his adversary coming and decides to retreat through the front. However, he must have been disoriented, or he read the paper in Reznik's hand, which probably lists all the things that Reznik does to people that do not cooperate and die immediately. Or it sees Siege's electricity bill, or a cease and desist order. The last Trencher throws another smoke bomb trying to cover his commander, and the rest ineffectively pound on the Reckoner. In my turn, the cleansers try to clear Reznik's charge lane, but fail embarrassingly. Iris kites the protective cloud through the forest and fires another disruptor bolt into Brisbane's behind, just in case. The Allegiant of the Fist grows angry about not getting to roundhouse kick somebody, and vents his anger on the enemy's journeyman. Reznik handles the blocking trencher issue himself through his Perdition attack spell, buffs his melee capabilities with Engine of Destruction, and charges Siege thanks to a very narrow line of sight. 2 swings later, the High Executioner wrecks Brisbane to serve as a monument of Menite faith for everybody. Reznik wins! In hindsight, well, the only thing I have to add to this is to point out the missed caster kill opportunity for Signal in round 2. Even stripped of focus, Brisbane could have gone all in, feeding, catching Reznik, and then sent the trenches in for a full unit assault CRA. With a little above average dice, Reznik could have been one-shotted even with focus on him, and on anything worse, he would still have to act very carefully for the rest of the game. Next, Marth and the Machines will be back to Signa vs Carter action, with 2 furious women involved in a scenario cooked up by other gamers. Until then, farewell.